and we are now ready for the Twisted Metal one-player contest speedrun run by Fiendly. Fiendly, I hope you have a good wish in mind for Calypso on this here Christmas Eve. Good
Ha,
luck.
you know I do. I am Fiendly, and this is Twisted Metal. And if anyone is unfamiliar, I did just see some discussion in chat about Christmas movies. This happens to be a Christmas game franchise. So it is Christmas Eve 2005. And in a few moments, the legendary Twisted Metal competition will begin. Something to look forward to. Canonically, all these games take place December 24th. This is the first in the series, and we have a choice of 12 competitors. We have to choose Warthog because it's ridiculously overpowered. We also got to make sure our difficulty is on easy. Now, this game does feature a lot of near full screen explosions that are essentially the same as flashes, so if you're sensitive to flashing lights, you may have a very difficult time with this game. Please use discretion. And as soon as I say go, we will be facing the largest subject of RNG in the whole run. So wish me luck. In three, two, one, go. Okay, we got pretty lucky. Our first battle is a one-on-one duel with a different vehicle, and it is the only time we are randomly dealt any of the dozen vehicles in the game. Sweet Tooth is in some ways the best one to get if I hit it with my car. We primarily want to rely on collisions for our damage. But these three enemies I knew for a fact I would be getting. We always get them if we play as this vehicle in this level. This is actually because the game cannot handle having two of the same vehicle loaded in. The second load in of the vehicle will be invincible and have no hitbox. You can't see it, you can't fight it, it will just fire specials at you nonstop and be impossible to kill. And we know that because there's a secret bonus level where they do load 5 randomized enemies in, and they do not have a failsafe to prevent your vehicle, the one that you've selected, from being one of those 5 random vehicles. So, Mr. Grimm will drop road spikes on us. There's a bunch of silly Mario Kart weapons that are exclusively in this game that do not appear anywhere else in the franchise. Road spikes are one of them. They will slow your vehicle down. We obviously hate that in a speed run. So Mr. Grimm is a high priority to get rid of. And we successfully killed everybody without dying. That means we get to move on to the next level and carry our inventory with us. And I particularly collected freeze missiles, knowing that I would have to chase an enemy down, and the drawback of Warthog is that its top speed is very low. The trade-off being that it has ridiculously high ramming damage and an extremely high health pool. And unfortunately, pickups in this game are very limited, and most of them are terrible. So we attempt to avoid needing to collect weaponry off of the field and just crash everything. Get it out of the way. I blew up a car that was inexplicably parked on an LA highway just a moment ago. That wasn't pure sadism. That has a functional use that I have to go exploit at this very moment. I might be too late, but there's a secret health refill in this parking spot. So if we park there ourselves, full health immediately. Otherwise, we have to go to platforms that are scattered about the level. They're indicated by flashing lights on the map, but there are those secret full healths that don't take any time. They fully heal you, whereas the platforms only halfway heal you. And they are not indicated by anything on the map, so I don't know how anyone ever found out about them in the first place. But there's one of those in every single level except the first one. Okay, there's picking a death, which is unfortunate. We are allotted 3 lives for the entirety of the run. And there goes one of them. However, we do have the fallback of passwords. Taking a death so early means we are likely to require a password a little later on. On the bright side, we did not get any runaway opponents there. This level is notorious for having, usually Pit Viper, run to the opposite corner of the map where you can't get to it, because that map is basically a giant donut. We cannot cross the center of it. And that's the ideal. We want to pin an enemy between a wall and ourselves. That will cause us to basically deliver infinite simultaneous collisions for a ridiculous amount of damage all at once. But we can only manufacture so many opportunities to do so. So this was supposed to be a full motion video game in its entirety. There were 4 full motion videos that were supposed to play in between each of the levels. And then a unique full motion video for each and every playable vehicle. Unfortunately, all of them were cut from the game. This game was developed in Utah, and a lot of the programmers were very religious and did not approve of the bikini-clad women that are featured prominently in a lot of the full motion video cutscenes. But if we're lucky, we will hopefully get to see one of them at the conclusion of this run. That's our incentive, and if our host has any information on updates relating to the incentive, additional donations, I would love to hear them.
Absolutely. I do have some additional donations for you. We have a $10 donation from Static who says, $10 dinguses towards the FMVs. The people have not suffered enough. Good luck with run and good luck with tomorrow, buddy. We also have $50 from Lexi Plays Fast, who just says, :3. Stay cute. And we have a $25 from Anonymous who says, donating because I want to see some 90s FMV. And support the charity, of course. So that puts us within $75 of seeing the original FMV ending. So please keep those donations rolling in.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. Trust me, you do want to see this extremely goofy cutscene. David Jaffe is the director of this game. He also went on to create the God of War franchise. He originally wanted to be a filmmaker, and these FMV cutscenes that were removed from the game were his one and only filmmaking effort. You can see why he went into game development, which he fortunately is extremely good at. Another level down, this is where I am going to use my password. Hop out real quick, which is going to give us some time to be really surprised that we got so much towards the incentive. Thank you all so much. I very strongly support this cause because it affects me personally. I am trans, and what Static was referring to, that's a good friend of mine, and he was congratulating me on the fact that I'm getting married tomorrow to my partner who is also trans.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we are both very, very excited. Almost as excited as appearing in front of so many people play this game. Yeah, obviously we love to see anything rolling in on support of Point of Pride. They do amazing work. You have my personal thanks if you've given them anything thus far, or intend to give them anything later.
So if you don't mind, Fiendly, I have a weird gameplay question for you, especially right now while we're looking at Hammerhead.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you know exactly where I'm going with this. Hammerhead's special is just ramming people, yet we're using Warthog. Do you know why that is?
So, that's a fantastic question, actually. Hammerhead has the highest HP in the game, and its special, as you say, is simply to crash into people and do improved ramming damage. The problem with that is Hammerhead rolls over the vehicle like a monster truck would, and that puts us behind the vehicle, prevents us from doing that infinite ram damage glitch that I mentioned earlier. So, despite the fact that it is designed to do ramming damage, it does less ramming damage than our glitched Warthog here.
That is fantastically hilarious to hear.
Yep. Also, every enemy is assigned a specific set of opponents throughout the entire run. It happens that Warthog's opponents are consistently the best to get in the entire game. They are all very low health opponents. You ultimately fight all the other vehicles, but you only see Hammerhead twice. And hopefully we won't have to fight him in the next level where he also appears. So basically, we are a gigantic tank, completely full of health. We just get to stomp through these other enemies like ants, and the only opponents who could stand up to us simply do not appear, except for on very rare occasions. And that is why Warthog is ridiculously optimal. All of the top runs are performed with Warthog, which I just got a new PB today of 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Obviously not hoping to get anywhere near that for this run. But that 12 minute 6 second run would have been third place on the leaderboard had I been recording it. So I'm just going to have to do it again. But I am recording sometime. World record runs are typically played much, much more risky than anything I would do at a marathon. And we would not use passwords, although they are legal. If you do submit a time, you may use passwords. The run is still valid. Unfortunately, we have to go into the LA River. Every level in this game takes place in Los Angeles. The geography is maybe not 100% real-world accurate, but this is the LA River, and this is unfortunately where most of the best weapons are because we prefer not to go in here. It's kind of slow. Fighting the enemies is very awkward on those sloped inclines. And before Mr. Grimm kills me, I'm going to park myself in front of the church, hopefully. Anytime now, it's very finicky. There it is. Full health. Desperately needed that. Sorry about the motion sickness. Darkside's giving me the runaround.
I also have to say, as someone who played this game as a kid, I never knew about those instant recharge places, just the electric little platforms, and you are blowing my mind with that right now.
Oh yeah, I played this game for like 100 hours on various streams before I found out about the first one. And even then, I was shocked that there were other ones. I only, about a month ago, learned about the one that I was missing on the second level.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But here we are at the final level. With only 3 opponents, and hopefully Hammerhead being the large green dot on the minimap. We are praying that Hammerhead simply hurls himself off this building because this level has falling death pits. So it's about our last chance to get any updates on how the incentive is going.
So we're not yet met for the incentive, but keep those donations rolling in, and please make sure that if you can, keep an eye on the marathon, keep watching us, keep an eye on our socials, !social, so you can see us in Blue Sky, Mastodon, techkind.social, or joining our Discord. But keep those donations rolling in. We're not quite there yet, but we're almost at the line.
Yeah, we're getting close to the cutoff.
Minion's very close. Let's go.
Yes. Minion will be our final boss, and throwing to donations like that was apparently good luck because, as I had hoped, Warthog is me, Hammerhead drove himself off of the building and will not need to be fought. That happens the majority of the time you play this level because Hammerhead is so slow it literally cannot jump between buildings. The only reason Warthog ever survives is because there is a chance that if it falls into a pit, like so, if you are not observing it as it falls, it will respawn elsewhere on the level. It's a blatant cheat. And rather than the option of slightly increasing Hammerhead's speed so that it can make jumps between buildings, they simply made it respawn if it falls off. But if you watch it, they don't cheat. They just let him die. Thankfully, it happened close enough to us that the game assumed we were watching. And now for Minion, who I have to fight with just one life, which I've done many times before, and our health platform just respawned. These things are the glitchiest platforms in the game. You gotta very, very carefully approach them. Those little bars pointing up, they have collision and they will block you and prevent you from getting on the platform.
I've got a quick update on the FMV incentive.
Yes, please.
We have a $25 donation from Cloud Warthog with no comment, but thank you so much. We are now within, I believe, $50, yes, of getting that incentive met. So keep those donations rolling in. We got a little bit more of Minion here, but time is short.
You've got maybe a minute to see some extremely cheesy 90s goodness. VHS transferred for your viewing pleasure. So Minion will continuously fire every other special in the game. Just about. There's a few specials he doesn't have, but he essentially has every special in the game, and he has chewed me up as he often does. So, for safety, and the fact that I'm on my last life again, I'm going to run away and head over here underneath this satellite dish. If I can line it up just right. The final hidden health refill. Okay, Minion, I believe, is headed my way. Just about every resource I could possibly have to fight him. Okay, Minion will never die from falling off the building, and he has just used that to his advantage. He has tactically leapt off the building so as to respawn behind me. And seemingly done it again. I'm gonna let him land. Because whatever he's doing, he's cheating. I can see the mini-map. And this is not fair. And I can truly say that's never happened before. I've never seen him just disappear and play tennis with a level like that. Okay, he froze me. If we have Turbo, we are able to break out of a freeze, but Turbo is unfortunately a very limited resource, but time is coming up. Time! Sorry for the short notice, but there we go. End of our run. We'll say I sandbagged intentionally in hopes of maybe making that incentive get met. Any good news?
I do not have good news yet. Let me refresh to make sure. But thank you to everybody who donated for that incentive to try and get that met. All that money will go to a good cause. However, no FMV ending, just a still image of Calypso for now.
Yes, unfortunately, when all the FMV endings were cut from the game, they had to replace them with these.
I'm going to jump in now. Actually, we just got $50. We just met the incentive. I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna make the call. Like, you're right here staring at Calypso. We got to see that FMV ending, right?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Your hero is Wandering Mind with $50, who says, "Let's see that ending." Your wish.
Amazing.
I think that's the Christmas Eve wish there for Calypso.
Yeah, my wish came true. That and the whole marriage thing.
I mean, you know, one good day after another.
Oh yeah, no kidding. And that was honestly a pretty good run. I was hoping for sub 15, but we gladly take 16 and a half minutes. So I'm going to switch consoles here because the FMVs were released as bonus content on a separate Twisted Metal game 13 years after the release of Twisted Metal 1. And fortunately, I have a second PS2 console all set up just for the purpose of showing off this one cutscene. Very, very happy to do so. So, when I played this at Fastest Furs just last month, I showed off the Sweet Tooth ending. We're not going to see Warthog's ending because it's simply a collection of an item for the sake of hiding a conspiracy that aliens actually exist. So you don't even get to see that there's proof of aliens in this universe. Instead, we're going to look at Yellow Jacket's ending. This is Sweet Tooth's father. He drove that yellow taxi cab, and he also has a hilarious FMV cutscene. Beginning now.
As you are the winner of this contest, I have agreed to grant any request you ask for. And yet, you've asked for nothing.
Well, I just... Well, actually, sir, I really wanted just another chance to drive.
My God, you killed everyone. You suddenly don't drive like a man who has nothing to gain. The way you took out your own son. Oh, that was one of the best kills I've seen in the last 10 years. It's hard to believe you're really the father of that psychotic clown in the ice cream truck. Your driving skills are vastly superior. Come now, Mr. Kane. You must want something.
Soon, as you can probably tell, I'm gonna pass along. I just wanted one more shot.
What if I told you there was no need to move on? No need to ever die?
What do you mean?
I have many abilities, Mr. Kane. Many powers.
You are a lucky man.
Well, just a second. I don't want this.
Please, Mr. Kane. What have you got to lose? Trust me.
Oh, that's strange. It tastes like...
Mr. Kane, the world is now your oyster. I need a driver. Someone to travel the world and search for new drivers for each year's competition. You'll never die. And you'll drive forever. What do you say, Mr. Kane?
Sounds good to me, baby.
Sounds good to me, baby.
What an amazing ending that is. Like the first big example of Calypso being very Calypso, like the monkey's paw type of wish.
Yep. All these endings are famously big twists that someone ends up unhappy, or in this case, a zombie driver for all eternity. So I'm really glad I got to show those off. There's so many more that you could look up on YouTube anytime. They're the Twisted Metal Lost Endings. Enjoy them at your leisure. I've been Fiendly, and I thank you all so much for having me. Power Up with Pride is one of my favorite speedrun marathons. So excited to help support this cause, and amazed that I met that incentive. Pleasantly surprised. You can find what I do on youtube.com/Fiendly primarily. It's FIENDLY. And I've got many hundreds of videos, Twisted Metal and otherwise, for you to enjoy. So yeah, thanks so much for having me. It's been a blast. I'll be watching all weekend.
And thank you so much, Fiendly. That was an amazingly cool run to watch. Kind of a blast back to my childhood for Twisted Metal. As much as I played that as a kid, my main was Crimson Fury. Obviously not very fast other than speed. But yeah, we will be right back with more Fireside Pride. Coming up next, Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, a short any percent rando race between Grey Goo Glitch and Flannel Cat. Don't go anywhere and keep those donations rolling in. You are watching Fireside Pride 2024 here on Power Up with Pride. And that said, I want to thank everybody who donated, especially right at the last minute, for meeting that incentive to watch the FMV ending that we saw for Yellow Jacket and Twisted Metal. That raised $200 for Point of Pride. So thank you so much, especially this early in the marathon. You all deserve a hand and a gracious, gracious thank you for doing that. That said, that is my last run as host. I will be turning it over to Mina, who will be taking you through the rest of the night and the randomizer. So thank you all so much for watching. Please do keep watching and keep those donations going. And until we see each other again, be good out there, stay strong, and keep on enjoying Fireside Pride 2024.
Well, PSEG has told me that I can take over, so I'm going to take over. Wow, I can hear myself. That was a bit of a point of concern in the setup channel. Hey, what's going on? Good time zone, everybody. It's me. It's Mina. And I'll be your host for the rest of the evening here on twitch.tv/powerupwithpride, bringing you the first night of Fireside Pride 2024. Now, if you're just tuning in, if you haven't caught what we're here for, we're raising money for Point of Pride. Point of Pride is a translated 501c3 nonprofit organization here in the States, and they've served tens of thousands of people in all 50 of these United States and 100 plus countries by providing access to gender-affirming health and wellness services. It's a great cause. Anything that you have to help out with is a huge help. So definitely get those donations on in. There's a lot of great stuff open up right now for all of your donation needs. There's a couple of bid wars going, I believe. There's a lot of milestones throughout the entire marathon. So definitely check all those out. Now, as far as Point of Pride goes, the money that we're raising is going to go to all their various support programs. They've got their annual Transgender Surgery Fund, a scholarship-like program that provides direct financial assistance to trans folks who cannot afford their gender-affirming surgery. They have an HRT Access Fund, which is similar, scholarship-like program that provides 12 months of free medical care to trans folks seeking gender-affirming hormone replacement therapy, HRT, as most of us know it, via their Point of Pride telehealth partners. They have an electrolysis support fund, another scholarship-like program that provides direct financial assistance to trans people in need of permanent hair removal services. They've got binders, shapewear. There's a lot of different stuff that they do. It's a great organization. We're raising money for a great cause. So again, anything that you have to spare, definitely going to a great cause. In any case, we are currently still finishing the last minute setups for our Castlevania Portrait of Ruin randomizer race between two of my favorite people, Grey Googlich and Flannel Cat. So if you have not already done it, get up, stretch, grab a drink, do what you need to do, take care of yourselves. I'm actually myself scarfing down Taco Bell when I'm not talking, courtesy of my good friend Cubs. So shoutouts to Cubs for buying me Taco Bell. Make sure that you're taking care of your mortal coil. You only get one of those in most cases. So fuel it, take care of it. And we'll get that next run going in just a couple minutes. So either sit tight or stretch, whatever you want to do. I'm not your mom. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back to to our first night of Fireside Pride 2024, everybody. If you missed it the first time around, I'm Mina. I'll be your host for the remainder of the evening. And this is twitch.tv/powerwithpride. This is our Fireside Pride 2024 marathon. And we are supporting Point of Pride. Now, if you're not familiar with what we do here at Power with Pride, we're running all weekend. It'll be from tonight, the 12th, all the way through the evening of December the 15th, about 16 hours each day, aside from today. And we're benefiting Power with Pride, or Point of Pride. And you can look at the link on their site in the panels below the stream, or use !charity in the chat. You can learn more about them. If you're interested in donating to a great cause, ! donate in the chat. Schedule is no surprises here. ! schedule. Incentives, no surprises. ! incentives. We're going to be getting into Castlevania Portrait of Ruin Randomizer in just a few minutes, but until then, what's going on, y'all? How are y'all feeling tonight? It's the first night of the marathon. We've already seen 2 great runs. We had Frogmaster from Jaxler. We had that Twisted Metal run just a few minutes ago from Fiendly. I don't know about y'all, but like Twisted Metal was a game that I grew up with. The game kind of rips. It's pretty good. They kind of dropped the ball in the later entries and it kind of disappeared, as Sony tends to do with many of their franchises. But that's a totally different conversation for a totally different time. Point is, I'm in my 30s. Twisted Metal is my childhood. I'm not the only one. So if you have any other childhood memory games that you want to tell me about, or tell everyone else about, get in the donations. Let me know. What did you play when you were growing up in the late 90s, early aughts? Already seeing multiple people popping up for Twisted Metal. Very, very good. We'd love to see it. All right, looks like we're wrapping up our setup here for the next run. So give us just another minute or two and we'll get right into that Castlevania action. Sit tight, everyone.